If you want to know how mature you are, you look and you go, what's the distance between me and being like Jesus? And by the way, the best time to test that is not when everything's going well.
Here's what Chuck Colson says. Many Christians associate holiness with a long string of do's and don'ts. But seeing holiness only as rule-keeping breeds serious problems. First, it limits the scope of true biblical holiness, which must affect every aspect of our lives. Second, even though the rules may be biblically based, we often end up obeying the rules rather than obeying God. Concern with the letter of the law can cause us to lose its spirit. Third, emphasis on rule-keeping deludes us into thinking we can be holy through our efforts. But there can be no holiness apart from the work of the Holy Spirit in quickening us through the conviction of sin and bringing us by grace to Christ and in sanctifying us. For it is grace that causes us to even want to be holy.
To grow, we must learn to the practice of grace.
Grace itself is able to build us up. Grace itself actually brings us together. There is an usness to grace, and there is a maturing process that grace activates in our lives. Grace doesn't just come to me, it moves through me. It's an act of grace, and it's something that I can actually excel in.
If you're going to grow at this stage, you have to learn how grace is not just the way into the Christian life, it's the way that you grow in the Christian life.
Now you have to learn how to listen to the voice of the Holy Spirit and listen to his prescription for you for when you should talk and when you should shut up. Most of us would rather be quiet when we're actually being asked to speak. And most of us want to speak when we really should be quiet. How do we get stuck? Well, I've listed 3 for you. First, we get smug. We get patronizing about other people. The second thing is we actually get apathetic for other people. The worst thing is that we get apathetic about ourselves. It's amazing how many excuses we give ourselves on behalf of God.
Grow, you've got to address sin in your life. If you're going to become like Christ, the sinless Son of God, you've got to deal with sin in your life. If you're giving yourself permission to live in sin, you're not going to grow. And grace says, I'm no longer condemned. I'm free from the penalty of sin. You want to grow, you've got to practice that grace in your life. You've got to practice that truth in your life, consistently reminding yourself of that truth. Number 2, grace means I'm no longer controlled. I am free from the power of sin. Number 3, grace means I am free from passivity. I can confront sin in myself and others. And I want to change the word passivity, and I want to change it to the word apathy.
We listen to the Holy Spirit revealing the moments in our lives where grace must be shown and made known. We step into moments of accountability with humility and truth by keeping the Lord central. We become wiser in our expectations for reconciliation.
You want to grow, you cannot grow. Yes, you need to grow in knowledge, but you cannot grow apart from growing deeper into grace. And that means actively engaging and applying that to your life.
Active grace is required for spiritual maturity.